episode of RatG TV with your hosts, Zeus and the Wellandeingnut. And they thought I was the crazy one.
Black magic.
You got to know, got to show, it's time to roll. So just tell me what you want to hear, tell me what you want, so just tell me what you want to hear.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of RatG TV. It's your boy Zeus, and joining me as he does every week, it's the one, the only, Wellandeingnut himself. How's it going, Steve Lambert? That guy, it's Steve Lambert. I was trying to think of some kind of grandiose new intro for you. I got sick of stealing Kevin Smith's, my heterosexual life mate. So
that's up in the air. He may have taken it from us, but that's okay. We like Kev, so it's cool.
We'll let him get away with this one, just this time. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. How's it going with you?
Life is busy. Life is fun. Yeah, especially for you. You're at the height of work right now. You finally got a cool days today, or the last 2 days. Has that been paying off at work for you, or?
Yeah. Friday was pretty nice. Like you said, we're about halfway through the work year, but my year socially and functionally is really just starting. I haven't had a concert all year. We got conventions coming up. We got the Welland Zombie Walk coming up. It's just shit's about to get crazy. I think this is one of my only weekends off.
You guys got a wedding coming up at the Welland Zombie Walk.
We do. There's going to be a wedding. Yeah. It's been announced, so we can talk about it. There will be a zombie wedding this year.
And who will be the two zombies getting married?
The undead couple exchanging their vows in unholy matrimony will be myself and Facebook user.
Yay!
Soon to be Amber Lambert.
Amber Lambert. Wait, you're not taking her last name?
That's why she's been holding out all these years. No.
You're not taking her last name?
Steve Williams. Isn't that like
was that a football player?
Was that the Million Dollar Man? No,
that was Steve Austin.
Steve Austin. Stone
Cold. Duh. Like, fuck. How do you not know that? All right. Well, that's good. Yeah. So, Zombie Walk will be coming up. What's the date on that one?
Saturday, October 7th. Of course, every year we do this for charity. So if you're going to come out, if you're in the Southern Ontario area, Western New York area, or even, just want to make the long road trip to the biggest zombie walk in Ontario, bring a non-perishable food item, people and or pets for our great charities, the Hope Center, Food Bank, and Pets Alive Niagara. This year, not officially announced, but hey, I like to give people the drop here. So we are going to have screen used emergency vehicle from Raccoon City, Resident Evil.
I'm out. I know I said I was going to be your best man and all, but I'm out.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. We got some other stuff that we haven't announced or are going to announce yet, but lots of surprises.
You couldn't find Linda Blair to come and perform the ceremony?
I couldn't. The dates just didn't seem to work out. She wanted to do it.
Yeah, I heard she really tried to twist some things around.
She's a big fan. She follows you on TikTok, I think.
Why do you even say shit like that? I think I would still be afraid to meet her at this point, and not just because of fandom. I mean, severe trauma. What up, Kurt? How you doing, Kurt? Hello, Luke. How you guys both doing? Thanks for joining the show. Always good to see you guys. As usual, I tell you, if you can, thank you for joining. Best thing you can do to help support the show is to go over and watch us over on YouTube. I know a lot of you guys are watching on Facebook right now, but if you did, you can go over to YouTube and watch us there. RatG TV, something like that. That's where we're at, though. You go over there. I know. I always forget which one because we've got a couple of them, and I'm trying to figure out how to merge them all into one channel. You know what I'm saying? You don't, because I do it. No, this one is definitely RatG TV. You can find it at RatGTV_Zeus. So there you go. How do you do? Bradley Alch, what's up, buddy? Good seeing you this morning. Saw you at the farmer's market. Steve, which Rob Zombie song will Amber and yourself be walking down the aisle to?
Oh, geez, man, you're giving away all the details here.
Right.
Amber will be coming down the aisle to House of a Thousand Corpses.
Well, that's fitting. I have some ideas for my part as your best man, but we'll discuss that later. I think that's best left for after. But yeah, so Zombie Walk's going to be a good time. Like Steve said, bring non-perishable food item if you can, or something for the pets. Because do some great donations each and every year. You guys do like more charity work for this city than I think a lot of other people who brag to do a lot of charity in this work. So,
and I said,
that's not a slate against them.
No, absolutely. And I said, like if you're not proud of where you're from, make where you're from somewhere to be proud of.
Yeah. Be the change.
Yeah.
Instead of bitching about it. Well said, sir. Well said. Dude, I went to the movies this week. What did I just? Oh, I just went and saw the new Blue Beetle movie. 2023's had a lot of movies come out so far.
It does.
And we normally save this for the end of the year, but we usually keep it as part of a bigger show when we're doing the year in review. Right. But I know we're a little bit past halfway point, but I figure it was a good time for us to get our views of what we think the best movies so far of 2023 have been. I've seen quite a few movies. You've seen quite a few movies. You and I both have diverse tastes, so there won't be a lot of overlapping, if any. I haven't even seen your picks yet. I don't know if you've seen mine, but
yeah, I didn't really.
Yeah, so this is going to be a shock for all of us. We're going to get to see each other's honest reactions here, so there might be a fight. But yeah, as always, as we say, folks, please comment below. Let us know what your favorite movies of 2023 have been so far. Was it Cocaine Bear? I don't want to say too many because I don't know what yours are, and I'm saying them jokingly, but there were some that almost made my list for sure. So that being said, what do you think, buddy? You ready to get ready with your first?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to let you start this week because I just need 1 minute.
No, I can't give you 1 minute. Luke says best movie, in my honest opinion, is Guardians 3, Bloody Hilarious. It was a really good movie, Luke, and I think you may like my list in that if that is indeed the case. Yeah, Steve is back.
I lied. It was less than a minute.
Jesus. Well, that's all right. I had to scroll and try to find where my movies are now. We got to the show a little late today, people. So we have our assets, as they call them in the business. We just don't have them in any type of order, the order they should be. But I did put my movies in order actually tonight, which is surprising. So starting off with my number 5 movie, I just watched this a couple weeks ago, so there might be some recency bias in it, but it's a movie that I find very original. When I was scrolling this list that we have of 2023 movies that have come out and then looking at the ones that I've watched already, people always talk about there's only comic book movies or there's only these type of make something original. There's a shit ton of original movies out there. Y'all just don't go watch them. Or you watch them on Prime, you think they're really good, and then you don't talk about them. So that's a thing. Just putting that out there. With that in mind, though, my number 5 movie this year, Netflix original, Jamie Foxx and Johnny Boyega. That's right, Finn, F2187.
Sure, that was close.
Traitor! And a great little movie called They Cloned Tyrone. This was really fun. I mean, this was definitely an original movie. They do give a lot away in the title there, so. but there are a lot of surprises that do happen in the movie. And
I watched the trailer. It looks like a fun movie, and it's on my list. I just haven't gotten around to this one yet.
yeah. Well, when you do, I'm looking forward to your full 5-minute review of that, or 5-minute, your full 5-second review of They Clone Tyrone. Honestly, when it finished, I'm like, they need a sequel. But here's the thing: when they make a sequel,
it's not a carbon copy.
You stole my joke. A joke. I was setting it up. Put it on the team. Well played, though. That's why we're friends. We have the same jokes and the same dad jokes. I can't give a Blumhouse yet, but I like I said, Guardians of the Galaxy. What the fuck is this send 200 stars shit? I don't know what that is either. You're watching on the Ryan's All Things Geek feed. I don't know what that is. It got turned on somehow, and I've been trying to turn it off. I don't know how. I've been trying to share stories for the last 2 days.
100 if that's all you got.
I try to share stories from like comicbook.com or IGN or wherever else, and it won't share onto the Geek page anymore either. I don't know if it has anything to do with the Canadian news laws, but then how am I still allowed to see them? We'll get to that later, though. Let's move on. Number 4 on my list, and fittingly so. And it could have been higher on this list, honestly, if it hadn't already been the 4th movie in this franchise. But to me, it was still maybe the best action movie I think I've ever seen, and that was John Wick 4. Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård, the late Lance. Oh, I always forget his last name. And then, of course, Winston. Great movie, though. Did you watch it yet?
I did. Yeah, I went to the theater to see it.
Oh, what did you think?
I liked it. Yeah.
I'll give you 200,000 stars. Love you, and it cost me nothing. Really?
There you go.
Well, thanks, dude. Keep sending the stars. There you go, folks. Ringing endorsement from our buddy Luke. I have no idea what they do. Hopefully something. My number 3 movie, and I didn't do this.
You can always spend them at Disney World.
Yeah, fair. My number 3 movie, and I didn't do this on purpose, I swear, with John Wick 4 being my number 4 movie. But my number 3 movie, and this might fluctuate. This might change and go up to number 2 again. But given the recency of my number 2, this moved to my number 3, and it was the 3rd installment of James Gunn's masterpiece, his space opera, if you will. That is Guardians of the Galaxy. Put a great bow on the end of this, and it's a hard movie for Gunn to kind of complete, because he had his vision for his trilogy, and then his characters had to go into the Avengers Endgame. They kill off a character and then bring her back through time travel, and it just kind of puts a whole what do you call it? A wrench in everything, all their plans. So for him to be able to come out of all that and still be able to craft such a great story with so much heart, so much action, and James Gunn just does comedy great. I mean, so yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You're in my 3 spot right now, but you may go back up to number 2. I got a couple comments here. The Luke, John Wick 4 was awesome, and maybe a 5th is coming. Is John Wick dead? I don't know. I don't think he is. I think it's a fake out, like Nick Fury's multiple graveyards around the world. And we've got the Continental coming, which is a prequel, and it looks great. Mel Gibson in that one as well.
Yeah, I saw John Wick this summer at the drive-in, not the theater. I forgot I saw it with the Boogeyman.
Wow. So how do you handle watching so many dark movies, because you love horror movies? How do you handle that at the drive-in? Because I feel like I missed so much.
Yeah,
they
did get new projectors. I'm going to say about 5-6 years ago, before the old owners, COVID happened, and then they sold. But it's owned by the Starlight now. But yeah, it's definitely better. I mean, I'm not going to say it's great, but You just you park close and don't turn your lights on.
There's always that one person.
Always that one fucking guy.
Yeah, I hate that person. And it's just because they're having sex and they can't tell. We actually turned them on. It's funny because it's true. Yeah. Damn it, Amber. That's how she said yes. Just like that, we're thrown off of YouTube. Luke also says, I'd love to see the Continental with Mel Gibson and Ricky Gervais. Does Ricky Gervais not like Mel Gibson? Or were you not being facetious? All right, let me just get to my number 2 movie. So we had Guardians of the Galaxy. We had John Wick 4 for my number 4. My number 3 was Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So obviously my number 2 is a sequel, and it's got it. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. I keep talking about this movie and how much I loved it and how funny I thought it was, and one of the funniest movies I've watched in, I don't know, easy 10 years. And that's the movie Joyride. I mean, I haven't laughed that much in a long time. And there are some slow spots in it, but when I was laughing, I was full on belly laughing. And like I said, for me, I haven't done that in a long time. So hats off to them. They get the number 2 spot right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen it? We talk about it. I talk about it every week. It's really fucking funny. And you can watch it.
Funny?
What? No, like Hangover. The first Hangover, funny, and like that, like Euro Trip, like yeah, raunchy humor, Porky's, American Pie.
I know that's you, Tommy Turner.
Stop it. Just stop it. And my number 1 movie of the year so far, I don't know if it's just because I'm a nerd, but this is a really, really fucking great movie. And I don't care that it's a cartoon and it's also a sequel, which means it should have been number 2, but it's honestly number 1. And that was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Such a good movie. I mean, they tugged on all the right spots, and then they left off with a true cliffhanger, and I mean, you just can't go wrong with Miles Morales, him and Gwen Stacy, and all the Spider-Man from the multiverse or the Spider-Verse. It was pretty badass, honestly. So that's my list.
Good list, man.
Thanks, buddy.
A couple I haven't seen, but yeah.
Steve, it's okay. We only watch proper movies, eh? Ryan will watch anything. No, I won't watch horror movies. Well, I watch some horror movies that I think aren't horror movies. We've learned over the years. But yeah, all right. Let's see yours, buddy. What do you got?
All right. You're definitely gonna get your dose of horror in my list. But I love documentaries. I love true stories, and I love feel-good stories. So when you can get a feel-good story and a true story together, and something I grew up watching with my dad, one of my favorite boxers of all time. Of course, I'm talking about Big George Foreman. Just a great movie about a great man and just a tremendous career.
Yeah, you talked about this. You did the review of this, and you really liked this one, eh?
Yeah, it was really good. I highly enjoyed it.
Nice, good pick. I haven't watched it yet, still, but I'll get to it.
If you watch this show, if you watch that other show, if you know me at all, I'm a big Cronenberg fan. I just love that guy's twisted mind. And we got a movie from Brandon Cronenberg this year, Infinity Pool, starring Mia Goth. I mean, Mia Goth, right. She's just killing it right now. She is like the up and coming queen of horror right now. There's just so much good stuff she's in, and this movie was a mind fuck.
Well, Luke concurs. Horror, yay! We love you, Steve. No, we said horror.
Right.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, no, this movie was definitely a mind fuck. He definitely has his father's twisted mind, and I look forward to a long career of more Cronenberg movies for sure.
Well, hey, Canada, eh?
Hey. This next one was it kind of flew under the radar. Haha, no pun intended. But I really didn't. I really didn't.
Happy accident, folks.
Yeah,
Happy accident.
this movie just I kind of heard about it and I'm like, oh shit, okay, throw this one on, and it was fun. It was a great action movie.
I
Gerard,
still haven't watched it.
oh, so good. It's such a great action flick. It's I mean, a little predictable. It's a classic action tale, I guess. But it was good. Definitely. I think it's a Prime exclusive.
Nice. Yeah, Plane, right?
Yeah, Plane
with Mike Coulter and our boy Gerard Butler.
Yeah,
Love it.
Plane. It was not.
Well, I heard they already have a sequel coming. I think we reported that.
That's called Chip.
Yep, right. No, I think isn't it something like that though, or
it is something like that.
So, hey man, it's Hollywood,
right?
What do you expect from us?
You teased this one at the top of the show. This movie took the theaters by storm, and they may become the Nickelback of the movie world because it has spawned so many knockoffs and lookalikes. We got Attack of the Meth Gator.
Yep.
Yeah, we got just a whole whack of animals on drugs thanks to Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
and another true story.
Heroin beavers.
Yeah, they definitely took a lot of liberties with this one. If you're familiar with the true story at all, it was a bunch of drug runners. They were basically bailing on like $100,000 Cessnas,
right,
coming into the country just because the payload was millions, multi millions of dollars
worth the risk.
So Ray Liotta's last on screen appearance, the late great Ray Liotta. So yeah, fun movie.
Yeah, man, that was definitely a fun movie. Big cast in that one too, honestly.
Yeah, and props to my girl for directing it, Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks, right?
Yeah.
Are you like me and always mix her up with Rachel McAdams? I don't know why.
No, I have a special place in my heart for Elizabeth Banks, so I don't mix her up with anybody.
I think I heard of them at the same time, and that was my problem.
Maybe. Yeah.
But McAdams is from London, Ontario, I think. Anyways.
Yeah. And for you, Luke, no, I'm just kidding. It was really probably my favorite movie of the year. Highly anticipated for me. I understand a lot of the issues I think maybe people had with the movie, but listen, like we've moved on from Bruce Campbell. As much as it pains me, we've moved on from Bruce Campbell. I don't think the campy approach works without him. So let's just go straight horror and forget about Fede Alvarez's 20 whatever that was Evil Dead movie, but Evil Dead rose to the occasion and just killed it. It was such a fucked up movie, and the special effects were great. So freaky.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. Evil Dead Rise, absolutely bloody awesome, says Luke. He also says Cocaine Bear is hilarious. My 12-year-old son said, you have to buy it. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, bought it and it was awesome. Yeah, it was a surprisingly fun movie. I really dug it.
Yeah.
Well, good list there, buddy. Good list.
There's some side note, Evil Dead Rise has been added to the Universal Horror Hollywood Nights. So
we got to go.
Yeah, right.
I can't wait. Like
I hope they have a contortionist. If you know.
I don't know, and I don't want to. I do not want to know. But thank you for that.
No problem.
Shout outs to a few movies this year that barely missed the list. Sisu was one of them. Great movie. Dungeons and Dragons, really fun movie this year. I really dug that. I haven't seen Air yet. I really want to check that one out though, because I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about
Air was good. Yeah.
Yeah, you reviewed it, didn't you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I was going to put Sisu on my list, but when I looked it up, it came up 2022.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see, because I'm scrolling here.
But you know what? That happens a lot. where it's like a movie's supposed to come out and then it gets pushed back, and if you look it up, it still comes up with the old date sometimes. So.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, it does say 2022, which is weird because it's in I'm looking on IMDb's list of best 2023 movies.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a 2023 movie.
Yeah.
Great movie though.
I don't know, but the top of the list are movie like I haven't heard of. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Is like 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, or 99% here on IMDb. Oh, this is Rotten Tomatoes. That's why. Past Lives. Okay. I see the problem. Went to Rotten Tomatoes. Should have made sure they were fresh. Dad joke. Who's got them? Yeah, I got to say, Steve, Evil Dead Rise is such a great sequel to the Evil Dead. I can't give it less than the original, which I loved.
Yeah, you really have to treat them as two different movies. It was like I said, they stepped it up. This is a straight up horror movie. It's not campy. It's not. We're not going to get Bruce Campbell's Evil Dead anymore. It's best we can hope for is a cartoon. I think voiced over by him. We're getting a new comic book though that's going to take. It's taking over after the Army of Darkness movie. So.
Oh, cool.
I think that comes out in October.
Oh, yeah, because I think we probably shared that one too.
Yeah.
I feel like that was on the page. Well, there you go, folks. That's our top 5. Feel free to let us know your top 5 as the show goes on. If you like, chime in. Give us what your thoughts are, please, and thank you, because that's what we like. We like to know what you're thinking, even when you're angry at us in the world.
I like to get inside your head.
Like, really? Oh, I totally forgot about something before we get to news. So what I need you to do for probably maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds, I need you just to handle things for me, okay?
Gotcha.
I shall return.
All right. Coming up after our commercial break, we're going to have my 5-second movie review. I went to the movie last night. No, I didn't watch Barbie, but I did watch Oppenheimer. So that's going to be my 5-second movie review. Of course, is it Cillian Murphy? I never know how to pronounce his first name. But a star-studded cast. Everybody is in this movie. Robert Downey Jr., just a fantastic cast. Matt Damon, as I'm looking up the cast here. Yeah, Emily Blunt, Rami Malek, Jack Quaid, Josh Peck, just a fantastic cast. Josh Hartnett. So, 5-second movie review coming up after that. And then we're going to get to the news. And
you are stretching things up very nicely, Mike.
As I hear him coming back. There he is.
He's here. He's knocking his glasses everywhere. He's here, but he's not here. Oh, and look, just a solo shot. How nice is that of me? Woo, there we go. Everything is good again in Toyland. What were you guys talking about?
Oppenheimer, my 5-second movie review.
Oh, sweet. Another one I can't wait to watch. Luke, the thing is, you don't need Bruce in the latest movie. It's great horror on its own, but follows the original, which is why I loved it so much.
The book is the new star of the movie. Like, Bruce was the original star of the movie, and the Book of the Dead is now. They've talked about creating new movies within the verse. So
why not, right? All right. So
that cash cow.
Milk it for every cent, because that's what they do. All right. As I heard Steve talking about, as he was saying, he's doing Oppenheimer today for his 5-second movie review, which is brought to you each and every week from the fine folks over at DocNet. Folks, if you are looking for a way to save some money this year, one of the best ways you can do that is stop paying the prices, those big prices to those big companies for your internet. Save yourself some money. Put some money back in your pocket. go to docnet.ca if you live in Ontario or really anywhere in Canada. Just see if they service your area. And if they do, tell them that RatG TV sent you, and have DocNet connect the world to your home.
And if they don't, just call us and maybe we'll come over and service you. No, we probably won't.
No.
I mean, it depends.
DocNet.ca. All right. So yeah, pretty excited. I kind of want to watch Oppenheimer, and I know it's one of those movies that you really should watch at the theater, especially IMAX if you get the opportunity to. But I always have such a hard time with movies that deal with the worst of humanity,
Yeah, and it is a 3-hour movie, which is tough to get through in a theater. That's why, I chose to drive in to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, which had to been pretty tough to see things too, though, right?
Yeah. No, it wasn't too bad.
Well, in that case, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm getting a text from a Facebook user.
Well, listen, Mrs. soon to be Mrs. Wingnut. She doesn't know that we do a show every Saturday at 6, so it's forgivable. I understand.
Right.
As the people at home are watching a big picture that says Steve's 5-second movie review, because that's what's going to be happening right now, because that's when we all start with the song. It's time for Steve's 5-second movie review by Steve. Yeah. Jazz hands. That's it. So yes, as Steve gets another message there, we will get ready for his segment right now. Where you watched the movie Oppenheimer. Cillian Murphy rejoining Christopher Nolan. I don't know how many movies this is for him with Nolan. He was in Inception. He was in he played Scarecrow in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. And I think he may have been in something else with Nolan, though. And there's talk that Nolan wants to do James Bond, but he wants to have total control of casting, directing, and writing, which totally understandable, especially if they want him to do multiple movies.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to see Cillian Murphy as James Bond or Christian Bale, but he could get Tom Hardy. He works with Tom Hardy a lot as well.
Yeah.
So
I can see him.
Yeah. That being said, though, so you're doing Oppenheimer. I know you gave everybody the rundown while I was getting something ready for the next segment.
Pretty much everybody from Hollywood.
Everybody from Hollywood. This is definitely basically the Oscars.
Yeah.
So with that said, are you ready, sir, to do this review?
I am.
All right, folks. If you've never seen this before, and I'm not sure if he explained it, but we take the best technology in the world. We put 5 seconds on the board, and Steve gives us his very unabashed review of said movie, Oppenheimer. So with that in mind, your 5 seconds is on the board now, and you may begin. Go.
I had a few small issues with the movie, but all in all, it was a blast.
I so knew that was coming. I so knew it was coming. I think I even said the jokes earlier. Yeah. So, what were the few minor problems you had with it?
Again, I mentioned it was 3 hours. I compare this movie to JFK. Very long, very, very drawn out. Fantastic acting, good story. What's that?
You're not selling it to me. Sorry. Go ahead.
It was a very interesting movie. And I said to Amber last night, I said, this would have made a better miniseries.
Yeah, like an HBO miniseries or something.
6-part, 4-part miniseries, I think really would have worked with this a lot better. That being said, I also think, I mean, by myself included, I think a lot of people knew about, about JFK. Everyone knows about JFK. So people were invested in that story already. Yeah. Oppenheimer, maybe not so much. So if you weren't familiar with the story, if you were getting thrown by the science of it, it was good. I did really like it. I did only give it a 3, but still a pretty good score.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Not bad. Who was the stand-up performance for you in this? Anybody? Because it's such a huge cast.
Yeah, definitely RDJ and Cillian Murphy being at the forefront of the movie for sure. Of course, Matt Damon. Like, Matt Damon doesn't phone anything in. So
I heard the guy, nobody knows who played Einstein, but he's awesome, is what everyone said.
Yeah, he's pretty good for sure.
Yeah. I may watch it one day at home on Max or something like that, but it's just not that, especially when you start saying it's like JFK, because that was a chore to watch that back in the day, man.
Yeah.
And I like Oliver Stone, but JFK was what made me have reservations about an Oliver Stone movie. It's the thing that made me start asking, okay, how long is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had me for Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's good. All right. Well, then, folks, there you go. If you're a fan of science and history and a fan of just great acting and cinematography, this is a movie for you for sure. But if not, it may be something you might want to wait till you get home. Or it comes out on home release by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
Wicked. Well, there you go. What's that?
Get comfy.
Get comfy. Yeah. It'll be okay when you fall asleep. Just the only thing that sucks when you fall asleep watching something at home, you never know where you fell asleep. And then you got to watch all that.
And then you go back and you're like, okay, I didn't see this part. And you start watching it and like, oh shit. Okay, now I remember this part.
Yeah, I did actually see this part. This is just probably where I started nodding off.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm awake. But all right. Well, there you go, folks. 3 out of 5 for Oppenheimer. Not quite an atomic bomb there, but we'll say it's some Scud missiles. I don't know. Folks, before we get to the news, I'm just gonna get only one TikToker of the week this week, folks. Just the one. It was late notice, but this is one of my favorites. I posted it up on the page as well, and everybody seemed to like it. I don't know if Steve's seen it here, and especially now hearing that you like science a little bit there, I think this one will be a little bit better for you. This is one of my favorites, and you'll see her. I'm going to keep posting her on our Geek page because she's amazing.
Is actually horrific. The machines that you see in movies and television aren't really ever explained because, they don't exist. But if they did, we wouldn't want them to work like this. We'd want it to be more like this. This is more like an Einstein-Rosen bridge or a wormhole, where there's an opening in space-time that creates a kind of doorway that we walk through and instantly appear somewhere else. And mathematically, they mostly check. But this is more within our technological proximity. The general idea is that your body would be scanned, disintegrated, and that information is sent to a different location where you are reassembled with the atoms there. So you die and you're reborn. In principle, it is possible, but one of the challenges is we would need to know the precise location and movement of every atom in your body, which violates the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which says you can't know the precise position and momentum of a particle at the same time. And here's where the ethical questions come in. Is this even you? Did you arrive in a new location, or were you copied? Maybe it's as simple as we designed the machine to not disintegrate you, but then every time you go somewhere, you've created a copy of yourself. So there could be hundreds of versions of you roaming around. Just creating a doorway is ethically less compromising. Unfortunately, it's more likely that we'd be able to build this before we could build this.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I'm scared.
Like if that, do you think if teleportation was real, like they did in Star Trek, and you know how she said the Heisenberg principle states you can't know where an atom is going. Do you know how Star Trek takes care of that? They created something called the Heisenberg compensator. They don't say how it does it or anything like that. It's just we know there's this huge problem, and we figure in the future we're going to figure it out, and we'll call the machine this. Yeah, I think you die. I think you would
Yeah.
die if that happened.
That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be disintegrated,
No.
and it's not being
Reappear
reborn.
with my ass on the front.
Yeah, you're killing me just to clone a new me with my memory like that. No.
Clone Tyrone, not us.
Yeah, man, and watch the movie. I almost spoiled some stuff. Yeah, she's gorgeous. What did she say she used to do before this? Like, I think she was a dancer or something like that. But she's like a physicist. Like, it's insane. But yeah, so very good one. I'm gonna be posting lots of her on our geek page. So if you want to see more, or if not, just go follow her on TikTok. You know, pretty simple. But she's pretty great. Hey, we're flying through the show this week. Looks like it's gonna be an early show. But sometimes that's okay, folks, especially on a Saturday night.
Sometimes we have lives.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely. Lives. That's what you and I both. Yeah. Well, hey, man, I'm not gonna just cry about it. I'm just, we're just gonna do the news. All right. Well, this is that time of the week again where the good old Dr. Death himself, the Wellandeingnut, comes to us to ruin our weeks. And I mean, dude, you know what? Start off with Dale. I mean,
well, man, we lost somebody this week, man, and the thing is, man, I don't know, I didn't really know, man, but he gone now, and that's it, man. Yeah, he done.
That's yeah. What was the actor's name?
The actor's name was Johnny Hardwick.
Right.
As Dale.
Yeah, I didn't know him for anything else aside from that role, but iconic role. And
I know that wasn't the character that I was doing, but that's the only one I do.
Oh, right, because Dale was the conspiracy theorist.
Right, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man. And that wasn't it either. Shush. How old?
64 years old.
And to say how?
No, I don't have a cause of death.
Well, I mean, 64, it's still, like I said, the older we get, the younger that stuff starts to sound, right?
Right.
So, but yeah, our thoughts go out to the family. Next one, the next one's a tough one.
Yeah, Canada, we got hit hard this week. We lost a couple legends. The first one we're going to talk about, of course, from the band, and of course, a solo career to follow. Robbie Robertson at the age of 80 years old.
Man, I absolutely love the band. I loved the Amazon Prime documentary. Oh my God! From what was it called? It wasn't called The Wait. Or maybe it was called The Wait. I know that's their song, but and I mean, a lot of people came out later and said, well, Robbie made it all about himself in this documentary because there was no one left to, like, Levon was dead, right, and couldn't speak for himself. But yeah, I mean, I love them. They're like, their music to me that's like the most pure form of music that I think I know, that, like, pure harmony and stuff. And
yeah. the band is just
they can play with anybody.
Yeah. And aptly named, like the band.
Yep. We'll just let the band play.
Yeah.
Get them the band. Bob Dylan will only play with the band. What's their name? The Band. It's also made for a great Abbott and Costello remake for Woodstock.
And the next one, I mentioned Canada again, particularly really close to our area, both born and worked in St. Catharines, Ontario native.
The LaFontaine, he gets tripped up, gets it to me, and over the line. He's going in on goal. He shoots. He
Oh, Mayday! Mayday! Mayday!
Is Mayday the biggest call for you as a Sabres fan? Because I don't know, I've always kind of leaned towards La Fontaine.
But there isn't a definitive La Fontaine call. He said that for every La Fontaine goal. Brad May knocking out the Bruins.
Yeah.
I mean, and we were like severe underdogs that season, and literally that was the call that made me a diehard Sabres fan for life. To this day, I don't care what anybody says. They can argue with me all they want. There is not a better play-by-play man in the history of sports than Rick Jeanneret. And that is complete bias, but I mean the excitement. I used to joke, like back in the day, I'd be like, RJ would get excited about a kid putting mustard on a hot dog. He'd be like, oh my God, he just used French's mustard on that hot dog. Do you believe? I mean, like, so good. I put the jersey on. This is my Dale Hawerchuk jersey, signed by the Hall of Famer Dale Hawerchuk, the late, great Dale Hawerchuk. Can't see it there. But I went back to college for broadcasting a few years ago, most of you know. And my radio teacher is Chris Jeanneret, Rick's son.
Oh, nice. And
he got Rick to sign this for me this year. And you can't really see it, but yeah, there's RJ's autograph there. So yeah, I was pretty excited. So condolences to the Jeanneret family and to all the Sabres family and people that absolutely loved that guy as much as I did. So,
and condolences to whoever has to take over.
Well, he retired last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kevin, I think his name was. He's been doing it. He's good. He went to Niagara College as well. Took the same course. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, I always wish him well. You know, went to school in Welland, so honorary Wellander, which is all well and good to me. All right. What was that? It for the desk?
That's it, man.
All right. Thankfully, that's it. And that was a rough one. Two of my faves are like back to back. All right. You got some news. Let's do some news.
Yeah. Bonnie Aarons, star of The Nun, is suing Warner Brothers. She's accusing them of hiding her revenue share from merchandising. The Nun was just an absolute monster of a movie. It came out at a $22 million budget. This movie made $365 million.
Oh, wow.
So, but Bonnie, you know, she definitely needs to get paid if this is all true. The Nun 2 comes out September 8th. So, yeah, kind of a little black mark on the movie before the sequel comes out. But hey, hopefully the lawyers can hash it out.
Money's money. I mean, and like they basically tripled or doubled their spending budget.
Oh,
cool effect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I haven't watched it on. Is it by the same director as Annabelle and all that?
So yeah, this is the Conjuring universe. Annabelle. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the paranormal type horror movies.
Yeah, they don't scare me. I watch those.
Yeah, I really liked Insidious until the end. I really liked The Conjuring until the end. I find with the paranormal genre, sometimes it's better left unexplained because there's really only a few explanations for paranormal or those type of movies. It's, it's a spirit, it's an Indian burial ground. It's just some of these movies are just so stupid.
And some of the scariest things is just leaving it to your own imagination.
Yeah, man. If the excitement of the movie outweighs the mediocre explanation at the end, I'm okay with that because I enjoyed the film. As long as it's not completely stupid and ridiculous, I can do that. But if the ending just totally,
It's like giving Boba Fett a story. Then you take away from all the mystery and intrigue that everybody always had from him, because he was just that guy that stood cool behind Darth Vader. And let's be honest, he died very stupidly in Return of the Jedi. I mean, for someone who's supposed to be so badass.
Allegedly.
Well, we know he didn't, but but we're better off not knowing a lot of this stuff, and but sometimes it works out, I'm sure.
So I haven't seen The Nun. That's what I was getting to.
You haven't seen none of it?
I haven't. I saw none of it.
But have you ever been to none of it?
I haven't been to none of it. My brother lives in none of it. One of my brothers. One of my many brothers that I don't talk to.
For real?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's far and cold.
It is far. Yeah.
And needlessly cold. Eric Gorling. Horror is dead. Evil Dead franchise reboot was worthwhile.
You know what? I disagree. I think the last 2 years has put out some of the greatest horror movies of the last decade.
Well, you like Smile, and that was even.
I like Smile. I liked the Black Phone. Like this year and last year were great for horror movies.
I forgot about the Black Phone. There, you're talking about that. All right, I've got some stories here as well. If we want to talk about them, I probably don't want to. News coming out: Thor: Love and Thunder, the 4th installment of Thor, which did not get good reviews at all. People were like, they went way too funny. Thor Ragnarok, a lot of people liked it because they went funny, and then they went all in Thor: Love and Thunder, and so we thought, well, this might be it. Taika Waititi might be done now. But no, Taika had a quote the other day and said that the next villain needs to be stronger than Hela. And I don't know if you remember who Hela was from Thor Ragnarok, Thor's sister, Odin's daughter, who basically killed not every Asgardian, but a lot of the main Asgardians, including the Warrior 3, with ease, I might add. And it took another god to take her out. So
was Hela a monster?
No, it's from Norse mythology. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Norse mythology. She's the goddess of the dead in Norse mythology, but in the comic books, yeah, she's Thor's sister. Yeah. But that being said, though, Taika saying that, though, has got everybody talking and saying that there is indeed going to be a Thor 5. And if so, does that mean we're going to have Brett Goldstein from our buddy there, the happiest guy in the world? What is that show called? Believe. Ted Lasso. That's it. From Ted Lasso. That's the angry guy. He played Hercules. He's the new Hercules now in the MCU. He's Russell Crowe is Zeus. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest, but we'll see. Go ahead.
We got our
Eric says it's talking about the horror. He says it's hard to choose which ones are worth watching.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to take a chance.
And Steve, The Nun is actually pretty awesome. Horror's not dead. As Steve said, Blumhouse and others are getting better and better.
Yeah, I mentioned I wasn't a fan of, The Conjuring. I didn't see all of them. I didn't see Annabelle, but The Nun looks freaky. The Nun definitely looks freaky, and it's been recommended to me. So I definitely probably will check out The Nun.
Eric also says, I'm actually pretty hyped for the new Exorcist, to be honest.
Excellent. Exorcist believer, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to watch that one. It's like at the top of my list.
We'll videotape that. I'll take Ryan to the theater.
It's not happening. I mean, I don't even think you could pay me.
I don't know, horror-ish. We got our first look at Peter Dinklage and the new Toxic Avenger movie.
Yes.
Did you see the poster there as well?
I'm happy. I was happy to see Troma on the production byline too.
Yeah,
and
sure.
that Lloyd Kaufman's involved with it as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think they're saying they're involved. I don't know how much involvement they're actually going to have aside from the director just maybe picking his brain and stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah, was it Kevin Smith a few years ago that was rumored to be attached and was asked to do the Toxic Avenger? And
Yeah, and I think
he said he didn't want to do a big budget Hollywood version of the Toxic Avenger.
yeah, exactly. And then that's exactly what they were doing. So he had stepped back, I'm pretty sure. But that's
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Interesting feelings here too. Glad Troma has a hand in that, though. Yeah, us too. We had the pleasure of meeting Uncle Lloyd not that long ago. I don't know if we still have the picture up.
Yeah,
there.
we do. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is with us. He was quite happy to find out that I signed up for the Troma app. Great guy, and we just missed smoking a joint with him by about 10 minutes. So
a happier guy at Fan Expo you could have not have found, as you saw the look on my face there.
And the best thing, and I think it was the same with Uncle Lloyd. Like, honestly, he was pretty happy. But the best part was he wasn't supposed to be there. It was just supposed to be his people there, and he just showed up out of nowhere. And because Steve and I were out smoking a joint out front with, or was that the con before that?
No, that was that con. Yeah,
yeah. We were out front. Neither one of us had a light, and we were looking for a light for a joint. We asked some random guy, and then he's like, "Oh yeah," and then we ended up smoking a joint with him, and then turned out he was worked with Lloyd, and Lloyd.
And then when we went over the table, one of the other guys working the table happened to be the drummer from Green Jelly.
Yeah, that's right. That green jelly, folks, not the one that's in your fridge.
Right.
Awesome pick. Thank you. Is Peter Dinklage playing a dwarf, or are we having an Oompa Loompa issue again? Dude, put the whiskey down. The first two Toxic Avenger movies are epic. I remember the first one, and then I always mix up the second one with Nukem High. I don't know why. And even Nukem High, I only remember the one scene where the one nuked woman goes into the boy's bathroom, and she takes a piss standing up at the urinal and just looks at the other kid. Like, I will never forget that. It reminds me of Plymouth, honestly. Too soon. He went to Japan. Oh yeah, right. All right. So what do you got next? Or that was you who just went now? Eh?
Yeah, I just went.
Well, okay then. Fine, be that way. Tiny, they're toony. They're all a little Luniversity. Tiny Toons Luniversity is making their comeback, and they're coming back to Max, and that's announced for this fall. That's right. Buster, Babs, Elmira, the green duck that isn't Daffy Duck, but the other Plucky Duck. Do you remember that?
Fuck you, man.
No, Plucky, not Plucky. Plucky fuck. Plucky Duck. No, I like this one. I thought it was fun, and this was the precursor to Animaniacs. So, and Animaniacs is back, so why not? And it was cool because it was Looney. It was the closest thing to the original Looney Tunes out of all the kind of reboots that we had along the way, working up to wherever that came out in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. I was too old to be watching it, but let's be honest, it's me. It's me. I loved it, and I don't care what any of you say. Japan is number 2. Yeah, that's what I figured what you meant, Eric. All right, what's your next story?
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has got a release date. This is tentative, of course, with what's going on in Hollywood right now. But May 24th, 2024 is the planned date for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So
I am so lost on these movies. Like, the last one I watched, I don't even know if that was the last one I watched. I think I watched the second one, but not the Mark Wahlberg ones.
Right.
Like the ones with Caesar.
Yeah, so you saw the one with John Lithgow and James
Yes,
Franco.
I saw that one. That was the first
Woody
one.
Harrelson, and the next one.
Yes, I think I saw the Woody one.
Yeah,
but they were so long ago.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I've enjoyed these movies, so I'm definitely looking forward to this.
See, I'm not the only one that watches cartoons. Luke Tuff said just started watching Danger Mouse again. Still awesome. Never checked it out, honestly. Gotta be honest. What do you got, buddy?
Bradley Cooper has been accused of Jew face. Of course, he's playing the maestro Leonard Bernstein in a new biopic about his life. Recently, though, the children of Leonard Bernstein have come out and in defense of Bradley Cooper.
Right.
And yeah,
people need to stop being offended on behalf of other people,
right?
Especially if you don't know if the other people are offended by whatever you perceive them to be offended by. I've been saying this for what feels like decades. The whole Merry Christmas debacle I have never in my life heard anyone ever be offended by being said Merry Christmas to. I've never heard a Muslim be upset by it. I've never heard a Jehovah's Witness be upset by it, a Jewish person be upset by it. The only people I've ever heard say anything about it have been people that observe those holidays and say, oh, you shouldn't say that. You're gonna upset. And you're saying you're gonna instead of saying you may or you might. And man, just stop. Please stop. Stop having the church lady and the church and the priest be the people that are the ones that are,
I've already got you all worked up, so I'm going to hit you with one more. Michael Orr is launched a lawsuit against the Toohey family. Of course, the movie The Blind Side, starring Sandra Bullock, which she received an Oscar for. I don't know. You know what? I'm not usually the one that fucking goes off on this show. But what the fuck is wrong with you people telling fucking Sandra Bullock to give her Oscar back?
Oh, I agree.
It's a movie. Whether fucking it's true, whether fucking shit fucking didn't play, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't impact her performance. It doesn't impact her performance.
Sit the fuck down.
Yeah. People just we are at that age, and it's not liberals, it's not right wing, it's not millennials, it's not Gen Alpha or Gen X. It's everybody is freaking out over the smallest shit nowadays.
So
looking for stuff to be offended by.
There was equal payments given to everyone involved in the production of the movie originally, including the kids, the Toohey kids. But the lawsuit is focusing more on the fact that he's saying now that he was tricked into signing a conservativeship because he was too old to adopt. His case is kind of falling apart quickly though, because an excerpt out of his book clearly says that he understood the document and it didn't matter because they were family and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if this is a matter of I looked up his net worth. It still says he's worth quite a chunk of change. He only played a few years with the Baltimore Ravens, got kicked around a bit, and then couldn't get through training camp. So,
but he was a Pro Bowler though
yeah.
So he made his millions.
Yeah, for sure he did.
I don't know what's happening either because I am hearing a lot of pushback against Michael Orr on this and about, him actually of knowing the entire time, being fully aware. I don't know if someone's gotten in his ear or what. We don't know him personally, so anything we say is just conjecture on our part. But
they weren't at his wedding last year, so there has been some separation with him and the family over the last couple of years. So again, we don't know anything. But it's all hearsay. Hopefully the two parties can come to an agreement. He has always spoke out and says he hated the movie. He hated the fact that he was portrayed as not that smart. But I don't know if the Tooheys made money off him without him knowing it. He's got a beef for sure. He's got a beef. Definitely got a beef. But they're worth like $70 million before he came into their lives. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And only they really know right now. And maybe we'll know when in the Blind Side Part 2, Blindsided.
Right.
We
Great
will see. Thank you. Luke says, "Calm down, Steve. Who's Sandra Bullock?
Right.
What's she like at driving buses?" Let's be fair though. Sandy B is a pretty good actress.
Yeah, Sandy's one of my faves.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Gravity, but she was pretty dope in that. All right. Moving right along, just like the Muppet said, Footloose and Fancy Free. DC Comics, what's going on, bros? No, I don't know if they're running out of stories or what, but they've announced an upcoming storyline in the comics where Batman is going to be taking on none other than Kris Kringle himself. That's right, Batman versus Santa Claus, beard versus cowl. Yeah, it's called Batman Santa Claus The Silent Night. Because of course it would be. What else would it be called? It's comic books though, so I'm down for it. This is hardly the first time Santa's been in comic books. There's a really cool comic from Image called Klaus, which is fucking insane. Really, really good take on Santa, and he's a badass, and a badass Norwegian. But for DC, he's been there a few times already. He's interacted with Batman before, gotten him presents, and in Marvel, Santa's the first mutant. So I mean, explains.
Are we? We're getting a sequel to the David Harbour holiday
Hellboy?
movie.
No,
No,
we're getting
the Santa Claus movie.
Oh, the David Harbour. Oh, yes, Silent Night. I'm sorry. I was thinking Hellboy.
Yeah.
Yes. We are getting a Silent Night or Deadly Night too.
Not a story I had, but I'm going to piggyback on your Santa story there. There's a new movie coming out this December called Werewolf Santa. Just saying.
Is it from the makers of Velocipaster?
I really hope so.
I'm actually hoping it's from the producers of Spaghetti Man, but why? No, why? Just kind of piggybacking off of yours and almost a joke, but we know that when Barbie opened, Oppenheimer opened at the same time, so everyone was calling it Barbenheimer was the big thing. And now coming out, what is it? Next week, Saw's coming out. The new Saw movie, is it next week that comes out?
I'm not sure.
Or in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, soon.
Whatever week it comes out with, you know what the big movie is coming out with? Paw Patrol. And the new thing that people are saying is it's a Saw Patrol weekend. Whatever saves Hollywood, yo. Whatever saves Hollywood.
Yeah.
I gotta go later, guys. Much love. All right. Take care, Luke. Have a good one. We will see you again soon. What do you got next, buddy?
Harrison Ford, he just continues to be more and more badass the older he gets. He's landing planes on golf courses. He's already got a spider and an ant named after him, and now he's got a snake. Harrison Ford, the Tachymenidite. I had this. I swear.
Did you though? Are you sure?
Tachymenidese Harrison Fordy.
Tachymenidese Harrison Fordy.
Yes.
Oh, easy. It just rolls off the tongue.
Right. Yeah, and then bites you.
Is this a venomous snake? Or is this just like an old snake that just like kind of is grumpy and get off my lawn, get off my grass,
fuck off.
Come on, Kalisto.
I love that clip, that Borat clip. That's fucking great. Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, good for Harrison. Would have been better if they would have called it the Indiana Jones due to his fear of snakes.
Yeah, they should have paired that in there somehow. Yeah, for sure.
Could have been the Indy, the Harrison Ford Indy. Harrison Ford Indy. and then it's like the Ford Indy, the Indy. Anyways, I had it. And then I just kept trying too much and just made it worse. Alrighty. I went to go see Blue Beetle. I have this weird habit of going to the movies by myself lately. And I used to, and you see my Facebook, I would just like post and be like, yo, I'm going to movies. Who wants to come with me? And I've kind of gotten to like going by myself now. Like I did it once and I was like, oh, this ain't bad. So I went to go to Blue Beetle and I went by myself. You pre-order, you buy your seats ahead of time.
Yeah.
And there's nobody there. And I'm like I feel bad for the movie because I want it to do well. But so every time I go to the theater, I always choose farthest back as I can and off to the side, usually like where there's 3 seats only. So that way I don't have too many people to deal with. But I'm like, oh, the fucking theaters are empty. There's only 1 seat taken in the front and another one off to the far right. I'm like, first time ever, I'm going to sit the very back row, very middle, right underneath the projector. I sit there. Sure enough, right before the movie starts, 3 people walk in, a guy and 2 girls. They're laughing it up, having a great time. Come up, and they're 2 seats beside me. Then, after that, 3 other guys come in, probably in their mid-20s, and they sit 2 seats on the other side of me. Like, I mean, even closer. And these dudes are talking the entire time on their phones. I was like, fuck. That's the real reason why I think movie theaters are losing. It's not prices. It's not bad movies. It's people just prefer the comfort of their own home and not, I can hear everything. I can see everything. Oh, missed that. Stop, rewind. Anyway, so I went to go see Blue Beetle. That was just me trying to go off. And was at the Penn Center. Stopped for her bite to eat, like right after the movie. Because I went to the early one. Late one? No, I went to the late one. Anyways, I was stopped at the Penn Center. I sit down to have my food. Lots of open spots. And I sit in a corner spot just by myself along the bench. Bench is long, lots of room along it. Dude sits at the table right next to me. Not only does he sit at the table next to me, instead of going on the other side of the table and coming in, he comes to my side, and I have to like move over so that he can get into that. These are the people that would piss beside you in a urinal when the whole fucking stall is open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I digress. Thank you for hearing me out, Steve. Jolo Maranduana, Blue Beetle. Went to go see that last night. This was a really fun movie. And I'm seeing a lot of like YouTube critics and reviewers hate on it, saying it's it's the same old trope, origin story, learning his powers, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, but it is a comic book movie, and it's a character that the general public does not know at all. So an origin story kind of helps. So and this movie was just fun, and I don't even want to say cute. You know what this movie was? It was a James Gunn movie, and James Gunn had nothing to do with it, according to what they said, that he had free reign. But it felt like, because it had heart, it had action, it had comedy. And George Lopez is fucking hilarious in it, as you would expect. But the little old lady that plays Nana Reyes fucking steals the movie. So to me, great. I put it down on earlier, and I give it? I give it an 8 out of 10. So I honestly really liked it. I think it's the best DC movie that they've come out with since probably, and I'm talking. Well, probably since Batman, the Pattinson one. So a lot of fun. Really dug it. And I'm going to piggyback on that story with my next story to say that it sadly did not do well, even though it did overtake Barbie in the theaters, or it's looking to so far. On opening day, which includes Thursday, but Thursday and Friday, it made $10 million only. It was projected to make 25 for its opening weekend, and it's looking to make way less than that. Cost $104 million to make it, and they're going to be kind of lucky to. I think they'll recoup that money in the long run if they can keep it in theaters longer.
Margot Robbie's already made that much for Barbie.
Barbie's well over $1 billion, and it's catching up to Super Mario Brothers right now for the biggest release of the year. It also overtook. It's the biggest WB movie release, like beating The Dark Knight and a bunch of other shit. So it's, I don't know, Steve, you and I are in the minority.
Yeah.
But we are not in the minority with Ben Shapiro and Bill, as much as I love Bill Maher. We're not in that. Well, at least I don't know. I shouldn't speak for Steve, but for me, I'm not at the point where I thought it was a man-hating thing. I just thought it was bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just didn't get it. What do you got, buddy?
My last story. I love this first movie. It came out. It was a Hulu exclusive. Vacation Friends, starring Lil Rel, John Cena. Hilarious movie. The trailer dropped. Like it's already coming out.
Yeah. I haven't seen. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's already coming out. So we can look forward to that one in a week's time, August 25th. So,
have you seen Cena's new movie with Jackie Chan?
Yeah, I did watch it. Yeah.
What did you think? Or are you going to review that?
I mean, I liked it. It wasn't. I read. See, this is. I hate reading reviews. I've read a couple reviews on it, and they oversold it. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it, but it was oversold in the reviews I read, and this is why I don't read reviews.
Because every review I've read has talked about how bad it is.
Yeah. It's Jackie Chan and John Cena.
Exactly.
Like, lower your expectations, people.
Right. It's like the people who complain about comic book movies for not being realistic enough.
Yeah.
And like they're shooting lasers out their eyes. I mean,
I love Jackie Chan. You will not find a bigger Jackie Chan fan, but the dude can't act worth a shit.
Sometimes, well, I heard the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. He's great as Master Splinter, but that's also just the voice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And because my son there was the Jackie Chan Adventures cartoon, but it was somebody else who acted as Jackie in that as Jackie. Oh, I love that show. It was so good. It was so good. I didn't mean any, like, that was just me impersonating that. Like,
I love you, Jackie.
So
I do.
So good. Chan was great in The Foreigner, though. Yeah, The Foreigner was good.
Fantastic.
The Foreigner was actually really, really good. Good point, Greg.
I'll give him that one. That was really good.
I forgot about The Foreigner, and that wasn't even all that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
I was actually surprised he didn't get more serious roles like that afterwards.
Yeah, my bad. I overstepped.
You are absolutely right. That was your bad. That's my last story. You got anything else?
No, that's it, man.
That's it. Well, I mean, it was a quickie show. That's what happens. Greg asked comparable vibe to Shazam, maybe. I like Shazam, and I didn't mind Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first one, but no. And the guy that directs the Shazam movies, Andy not Sandberg. Anyways, he's the one that does. I think he does the Annabelle movies. But him and his wife, they're Norwegian, and they do a bunch of Norwegian horror movies, and then they came to the States and started doing horror movies. I'm trying to think, like, honestly, what I compare it the most to, Greg, is Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what it feels like for me. It feels like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie without the Guardians of the Galaxy. Both look like they play up the family stuff a bit. That why I thought maybe they'd be a similar tone. Oh, the family stuff. I mean, and they do the family stuff better than they do it in the Fast and the Furious movies, honestly. There's a few jokes that I feel like went over my head that if I was Latino or came from a Latino family, I would have gotten. And here's my one serious complaint with the movie. So anytime they were speaking Spanish, or when they're speaking Latin. I'm sorry, I'm ignorant to the differences. But when they were speaking their native tongue, when they're speaking Mexican, they would subtitles, but not all the time. Like sometimes they would just say something like throwaway lines, and I don't know if it was just like they were just saying normal phrases, like idioms that were common, but they wouldn't put them there. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like either keep it up the whole time or not, because it would be going on during like an entire, like someone would be speaking like I am right now, and then just like half of it wouldn't be there.
That sounds worse than watching something with subtitles on Flipstar.
Well, only because sometimes on Flipstar, they don't they go before they speak, and they kind of spoil shit. But this is just not even at all. And you're right, that's worse. And Ted Cord reference for the diehard old Blue Beetle fans. Yo. Well, yeah, this isn't a spoiler because it like they say that they find it in. Yeah, I know Steve's worried because he's gonna go watch it. They say they find this all at Cord Industries, right? So Susan Sarandon is I believe his sister in it. But yeah, they mentioned Ted, they mentioned Dan Garrett. I mean, they talk about a lot of stuff. If you're a Blue Beetle fan. Yeah, man, very cool. Very cool indeed. But all right. I think that's going to do it for our show tonight. It's 7:30 on a Saturday night. I still have to prepare my other show for tomorrow night. And then the commercial on Monday. Woo! Be a busy week. What do you got coming up?
Pause for a commercial break.
See what you did there. What do you got coming up this week?
This week, not much this week. Kicked off my first couple of concerts this year. Went and saw Godsmack and Stained.
Nice.
Went and saw Pantera the night of the day I put my fucking dog down, which really sucked.
Yeah,
but you know, had it been any other band, I probably would have just said, fuck it, I'm not going. But this is a tribute to the brothers, to the legacy of Pantera. They had Charlie Benante from Anthrax on drums, of course, Zach Wilde filling in for Dimebag. I could not miss this concert, and it was a good distraction.
Yeah, nice.
Zach Wilde is just slaying Dime's solos. Like you could close your eyes and
it's just the same, eh?
When they covered Planet Caravan from Black Sabbath and did a video tribute to the brothers, I definitely wasn't crying.
Lies. Obviously, and I already told you condolences before, but of course again. But did you get your wish? Was there a mosh pit?
There was a mosh pit in the 100 level, and anybody who's been to a typical amphitheater, every city's got an amphitheater now. The 100 level is not great for general admission. It's not a really great environment. There was I'm going to be nice here and say very weak mosh pit, and I count my lucky stars that we were not in that section because I may not have seen the end of the show.
Really?
Yeah.
You're just old now.
No, I mean I probably would have been arrested.
Oh, you would have. Oh, gotcha. You would have got thrown out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I even said.
Or what you said. That was a very real possibility too.
Well, I was. Oh shit! I can't remember who I was talking to, and I was like, "Oh man, I feel bad for Steve." You know, I'm like, but at least he's got Pantera. And then I was like, "Oh shit." There's a fucking mosh pit there though, and Steve's in it. I mean, people are gonna get fucked up tonight. There'll be some elbows thrown.
Yeah, they were great though. Good show, so I got that out of the way, and yeah.
Shit, man.
Looking forward to a busy fall.
Well. I think it will be. Well, you know, it's going to be a busy fall. It'll be a fun one though, as well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And the concerts were good as well. I don't know what's coming up. I think on the 27th we won't be. The 27th. Oh, 27th doesn't matter. It's a Sunday. But one of these upcoming weeks, I won't be here because I'll be doing another shoot. But we will, if that's the case, we'll either do the show early for you guys, or we'll put it on.
Yeah, I don't think any of my dates directly affect Saturday nights. So yeah,
Sweet.
I'm good.
Yeah, I may be as well.
I may need a weekend off. So.
He's old. I'm not. Sorry. Yeah, no, I was thinking I had the draft that day for football, but I am good. Draft's actually the next night. So
I opted out of my football fantasy league this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Trying to lower the stress levels.
As you watch. Yeah. Fair. I should probably do the same. I'm down to just one hockey pool and one football pool so far. I can't help it. The football pool I've been in, and I'll leave after this, but the football pool that I'm in, we've been in it since Marshall Faulk was a rookie. Yeah, Jerome Bettis, I think, was his second year in the league.
The boss.
Right. I asked some kid about him today at work if he knew, and he's like, "Who?" Like Jerome Bettis, the bus. Like, how old are you? He's like 21.
That's like someone to fucking saying Bart Stardust or Frank Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton. Exactly. That's my point.
But I knew both those guys.
We did because we were fucking sports.
Nut. Yeah, I know. There was less history.
Quarterfinals? No, that doesn't work.
No, but there was also less history. There's been more history now since then, right?
Yeah.
They had what we had, plus now whatever the difference in age was between them and now.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Good show, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. And we will let you know if there's going to be a show or not next week. But hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Smoke them if you got them. And to one and all, go to docnet.ca. Peace out.